Huh? You ready?
Yeah, we on live.
Okay, cool. Well,
It's good. GMC and then podcast, man. What's up with y'all?
we back in the building another week. Super Bowl Sunday is amongst us. Uh,
Sure.
Before we go into what we have lined up, I do want to touch on, I guess, the fact that I don't know if people understand like the history, I guess, that's being made with this guy Tom Brady. Now, as a Giants fan, we obviously, don't care about the Patriots or Brady as a whole. I guess
Mhm.
I guess that's football fans like me. I'm not afraid to acknowledge greatness, and I want to say like Tom Brady, like for a quarterback that got traded to a new team and like took
Re-sign.
the
Yeah,
huh
yeah. I get what you mean. Though you went to a new team.
right, he
Yeah.
went to a new team and
Mhm.
basically took this team to the Super Bowl within the first year. Like there was
Yeah, that's
no
crazy.
like, all right, we made it to the playoffs. Like, all right, next year.
Hmm.
Just like
That's
no,
huge.
first year straight to it's like
All the
so.
way. Yeah.
As someone who indulges in that form of, I guess, being a creative and seeing greatness within somebody, I have to take my hat off to the dude because I'm like that is
Yeah.
huge. Like,
Well, I say don't be blinded by your dislikeness for somebody, man. So I say like that's what the Kobe thing taught me. Like Kobe Bryant was the most hated guy on the planet at one point. It wasn't
which is
all.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole Shaq thing, and then cheating on his wife. Kobe was number one villain, and then turned it around. But it's just appreciate what you seeing, I guess. Because like I said, I wish I could have seen Magic Johnson and Wayne Gretzky and Willie Mays and Jackie Robinson. You read and hear about all
Hmm.
these great athletes, and you wasn't around to see it. It's like 40 years from now, people are gonna be like, man, this guy went to what? How many championships? How many?
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it is pretty dope. And my uncle's nephew is in the game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Shout out to your
Yeah,
family.
he plays for the Bucks, so they actually down there right now.
He ain't one of those Bucks players that got caught up with the haircut shit, is he?
Nah. What
Because
haircut
remember the
shit?
barber, there was a barber got that tested positive for COVID after having so many negative tests, and I guess the day that he was
Mhm.
cutting hair, he tested positive. So it's like I think two players on the Bucks tested positive. I don't know.
Damn.
It's weird. Yeah. So, but Utah, I mean not Utah. Damn, sorry. Kansas City got some scandal behind them going into this game. I guess one of the coaches admitted to drinking. I guess he got into an accident with some kids were
Oh
killed.
yeah, that's Andy Reid's son, and he got into a car accident. So he admitted that he had a DUI. He was drinking and driving.
Allegedly, he said he was drinking. We don't know like how it's going to go out, but like that's
Yeah,
not how you want to go into the Super Bowl. One would
yeah. Because at
assume.
first they were gonna try to hide it, and they were like, Andy Reid was contemplating not even coming to the Super Bowl because his son
Oh
was
yeah,
in critical condition supposedly.
yeah. I don't think
It's a lot of
that would
history in
work.
here because you talk about Black history. The Bucks have like the blackest coaching staff of NFL history. They got like five
Mm,
black coaches on the staff. That's
wow.
never been done. And they got two female coaches. And then Eric Bieniemy is the black coach for the Kansas City Chiefs that didn't get a job. All these other guys
Yeah,
got jobs. Seven coaching jobs. Two black people got hired, but that's a whole
damn
nother.
shame.
Oh yeah. So they got a
Damn
long way to
shame.
go, man.
Yeah, but the Super Bowl seems to be promising. I'm looking forward to the food. Don't really care too much about the game. I don't got no money invested into it,
You
so
having a party?
nah,
Watch party?
just gonna eat some food. It's just a
Ah.
reason to like just cook junk and like hang out. Like it's nah, I
Oh,
don't.
okay, yeah, American. Can we need to sign a petition as citizens to have the day off for Super Bowl Sunday, the
Yo,
day
I got
after.
tomorrow off. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's you lucky. 'Cause
It
that
it
needs to be
felt.
because everyone else in America is just gonna call out
Yeah,
sick. Like
they
we
got to go
always
back to work. I get to save my PTO, as some will call it, or my annual leave. I ain't got
I'm
to
thinking
use
about
none
using some of
tomorrow.
mine. Yeah,
All right,
everybody
well,
calls. No one comes to work the day after the Super Bowl.
listen, I'm gonna be jacked up off espressos and fucking sparkling water, so I probably won't get much sleep tonight if that's the case.
Oh, you wild.
Yeah. Listen, I got another cup of coffee right now, but we here. Let's get into the shit. You want to start with Black History?
Yeah. Go into
Since it
that.
is
It's a
Black
Black History
History
Month.
Month, this is the Ghetto Correspondent News Network. I guess we need to give you our takes on some Black history shit. So I want to start with this Utah school that is allowing parents to opt their students out of Black History Month curriculum. Now there isn't much, I
What's up,
guess,
bro?
on the curriculum for Black history and for like education in school anyway. Coming up, we always heard about the stoplight, the gas mask, the standard shit, peanut butter,
Peanut
like the
butter. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the standard shit that we learned, but there is a lot more to it, and our Black history doesn't really it isn't in school isn't that extensive. But Utah basically told Florida to hold my beer when it comes to dumb shit. But it's a Utah charter school that incorporated Black History Month into its lessons plan, but they're now facing backlash from some after the school announced it was allowing parents to opt students out of the curriculum.
That's
So
wild.
Maria Montessori Academy is the name of the school. The director announced the decision in a Friday post on the school's private Facebook page. That's weird. It should be public, but
That right there
um,
tells you. But it is a charter school.
right.
And that's the thing. You got to be careful when you talk about these charter schools are not public schools, and charter schools is different. You know what I mean? So it goes hand in
Yeah.
hand. But the opt
But
out, like that should be a mandatory course.
that's what I would think too. So a person on Twitter basically retweeted that article and said, "Well, can my kids opt out of white American history
Yeah,
because it's
U.S.
like
history,
right." But
social studies.
the thing I think the real conversation should be, should there be a quote unquote Black History Month curriculum, because Black history is American history. So if you're going to be teaching American history, it should be that history all the way around. Like it should include
Yeah.
Black history, like what happened outside of slavery. Like,
They want to pick and choose shit, and then they want to manipulate motherfuckers and try to, oh, Lincoln freed the slaves, and try to push all these dumbass
Lincoln was a
narratives.
scumbag.
Yeah,
He gave his
that's not
wife
what
a
they
couple
teach you in
STDs.
school. Though. In school, they're definitely not telling you that shit. In school, they
No.
telling you he was the good white man from the north who saved you niggas and gave you hope. And then we put him on a penny, and it was like, yeah. I remember one time this kid I was working with, he had an Abe Lincoln shirt on. I said, man, take that slave on off your shirt, man. He just laughed. I was
Wow.
like,
What
he didn't
grade was
even.
this?
It wasn't no grade. This was like last year.
Oh, I was about to say how I was about to test how long you been woke.
No, that's a grown man. He's like 20, 20, 20, 21.
Wow.
But
It was a white dude or a black guy?
I was, oh, you know that. I would. It was a black guy. Now, if I was told a white person like you got that slave on, that would be some gangster shit. But it is a white girl that worked out at the gym I used to go to. She had on a retro George Bush and Ronald Reagan '89 shirt on, bro.
Wow.
That was
She
her
was she
gym
was a
attire.
hipster.
She would come in there like 2 days a week with that shirt, like repping. I'm like, all right, bitch, I know where you stand. You know what I mean?
But she wore
You
the shirt
know?
twice a week though. That's kind of,
Yeah. Maybe she got a hell of a laundry of the washing machine, but she wore that Bush and Reagan. She letting you know what's good. Let you
but
know
she
what it is.
wasn't was she probably wasn't even alive then.
No, nah. It's
So
just
that's what
it's
I'm saying.
retro. It's like a retro shirt. Yeah,
Right.
she
So,
passed
but
away.
that goes into the argument about American history. Like, if people
Mhm.
actually taught the real history, not just, George Washington was the first president, and all the the generic, like, nah, tell the real deal story. Like, I feel like they
I think
should,
slaves didn't fuck. Let's talk about that. Real history.
yeah, like, let's get into it. I feel like they should, history classes should be taught like they do um documentaries. Like, give them the real truth, like, what I'm saying, all the way down from uh like how it, from Christopher Columbus showing up here and just savagely taking over. Not like he showed up here and shook hands with
Yeah, they made it
people
seem
and like,
real.
no,
Yeah,
so he got off the boat, freaking knife in hand, cutting off titties
nigga
and like
savage.
just
Yeah, I
wilding.
remember on the Sopranos one time because he was Italian. Christopher Columbus and Tony Soprano and the Italians, they love Christopher Columbus. And the daughter, she was like, Christopher Columbus was a scumbag. We
Oh,
learned that all at
Meadow was
school.
woke.
Meadow told Tony off about this nigga, told him the truth. And Tony was like, I don't want to hear that. Get upstairs now. He was a good man. He was, that
It was a
Italian
good
shit.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, yo, man, people don't want to hear that truth, man. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to be lied to. So I mean, they don't want their heroes. If you ever hear the saying, you don't want to meet your heroes. You really don't
Yeah,
want to know who people are. And I think if some of these white people met they so-called heroes, they'd be like, damn,
it
letting
would
on they cat.
probably yeah, it would probably expose a lot of their flaws and who they
Mhm.
are. You know, it would probably like really pull back the veil so people can see who they are. Because I was watching the show. I ain't gonna get too much into it because this is totally off topic, but I was watching the show and I don't know if I was more embarrassed at the fact that the actions of this black man or embarrassed at the fact that he was a black man acting this way. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how you can spot niggerish tendencies a mile away. And when you
Yeah,
see it on TV, it kind of makes you cringe because it's like, yo, like I understand being yourself, but like there's a level of respect that comes with the way you can, especially on TV. And nobody's saying, no, you gotta uh tap dance for massa on TV, but I'm saying you ain't gotta go on TV and prove how hood you are. Like that shit ain't got nothing about that ain't about nothing. At least in this day and age, we already seen what that has gotten us. So
yeah.
it,
And remember that to add on to your all-topic thing, Jim Jones was on Joe Budden show, and Maul
mm,
asked him about Max B. He says, "Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk to you about that. I'm gonna spare you. I'm gonna spare you because I like you." I was like,
wow.
"Yo, you want to talk about it?" But when you that Lily White bitch asked you about Max B a month ago, and you had just rolled up a blunt and just woke up, you went on like a 5 minute rant going in on
Wow.
Max B. But he told Maul, "I'm gonna spare you because I like you." Yeah, like that niggerish energy that we be giving each other. But when you see you act
Right.
different around somebody else, that's that fuck shit. I'd have
That's
told him, yo,
insane.
nigga, get the fuck out, you know?
Right. But so back to this Utah uh situation. The director who is of Asian descent and noted that his great grandparents were sent to Japanese internment camp told the outlet that he believes there is a lot of value in teaching our children about the mistreatment, challenges, and obstacles that people of color in our nation have had to endure, and what we can do today to ensure that such wrongs don't continue. That's what he said because of the backlash. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he said that they should not shield their children from history of our nation, the mistreatment of his African American citizens, and his bravery of civil rights leaders, but should educate them about it. So basically, you have an option as opposed to it being part of this curriculum. Like this, the same way he just said that in internment camps. Like I'm sure when you go to tell the story of your people, you're going to include that. So the same way like how the Jewish people, and I guess part of that is that the Jews take their life into their own hands, their destiny into their own hands when it comes to their people. Like their children know about um,
The
uh,
Holocaust and
the
all that shit.
Holocaust, the
Yeah.
Nazis, all of that shit. Like, and you know, they
Black people got to do a better job of teaching our own history to our
right
own kids because it's not going to be taught to our kids,
because
basically.
here it is, they're giving people the option to opt out of it. Like our
Yeah.
history, they basically are trying to
Like, what if your
erase.
kid was going to that school? Would you opt him out of the school? I'd be like,
First of
yo,
all, I
okay,
wouldn't be
so I'm gonna
living in
opt my kid
Utah.
out of the school. We leaving.
I wouldn't be living in Utah. Utah's a weird place,
Nigga,
yo.
this nigga lived in Maine. Hold up. You lived in
Nah,
Vermont. You lived in Maine. This nigga
Utah
lives in
is
the
weird.
whitest state in the East Coast. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
but it
Utah's in the
is.
middle of the country where
I
it's
don't know if we
like
can get a haircut in Utah. I don't
probably
know if I
not.
can get a haircut in Utah,
I
bro.
don't even know if I
I
can
had
get
no arm
twisted out
barber.
there. Right. So here's the
There's no
thing.
electricians in Utah.
Utah is weird. You can't even buy real beer in the state of Utah.
Hmm?
Yes,
Oh, I
the
definitely can't go to
the
Utah.
highest level of alcohol of beer, and this is part of random useless knowledge that I possess, is like 3.5%. Like, and that's not even a Budweiser. Like, you really can't get strong beer or any
Nah, I
strong
gotta be there.
alcohol.
That,
Yeah,
bro.
the Mormons
I
got
can't
it
get a
a
Bud
lot.
Light Platinum at the gas station in Utah.
Probably not if it's over
Oh, it's a dry
3.5.
state.
Now it's not a dry state. They just don't have like super hard alcohol. Like
Dry
their
state.
beers are weak.
Nah. I'm good on Utah. I heard the scenery beautiful and all that, but I'm good on
It
Utah.
is. It is.
You know,
But
we got to
listen,
start teaching our own kids, like I said, Black history, because they're not going to teach. They either going to teach you a half-ass effort like they did us growing up, and teach you about just the safe Negroes who helped progress us.
right.
Well, you know, Rosa
Not the
Parks and
aggressive
LP.
ones.
Yeah, they don't teach you nothing about
But was
Malcolm,
Rosa Parks
Huey.
really considered safe? I would consider she was
I would
more
say she's safe
aggressive.
because she was an old lady. There was no
Okay,
threat to her. I would been a threat in the
right.
sense to that. I could have pushed her over and knocked her down if I wanted to.
Basically,
Yeah, I didn't. She just basically just that was her citizen right. This is a citizen. Like I'm
right.
not getting up for
Which is
you. Like
wild
that's
because it's like
yeah.
right, like you would think if they would if the segregist, well, if that's a real word, were a real like real savages, they would have stomped Rosa Parks out. Like God bless the dead. Not saying that that's what happened, but what I'm saying is, if they was really about that life, like why
They would
wouldn't they have
stomp
pushed
out
her
her as
over?
well. That was back in those sundown days. You got to be home before it gets dark. And
Right.
it was a drug dealer, Fat Cat, from Queens. He's actually from Alabama. Fat Cat, the notorious drug dealer.
Yeah.
His mama, born and raised in Alabama, she got kicked out of town, because she slapped a white guy on the bus because she didn't want to get up off the
She was
bus
about that
on some
life.
Rosa Parks shit. She actually did this before Rosa, around the same time, 50s. And
Oh
they
damn!
told her,
So
you got
Rosa was safe. So hold up.
yeah,
So
well,
you mean to
there's
tell
always
me?
been that she wasn't the first person to not give up her seat. She was just
Right. I was
real
about to
connected.
say, right. Like, so
Yeah, she
what
was
made
real
her
connected.
story, right?
Yeah, she was
What
with
made her story?
EWSP and MLK. She knew everybody. And she was an
So
elderly lady.
somebody would say that that's like today the equivalent of an industry plant,
What do you mean?
right? Like she was put there for this reason. Like, because if she wasn't, they never told her like there's a whole long list of women who actually didn't give up their seat, but
Oh
she's
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
the
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I wouldn't call
I'm
her
not
an
saying that
industry
she's an
plant.
industry. I'm
Yeah,
saying, but that would be the equivalent because she was connected to everybody. She knew
yeah,
MLK, the
yeah. They fucked with
NAACP.
the wrong person basically that
All
day.
right,
They
cool.
did that
So
shit to the
yeah,
wrong person. Women, it had been a few people before who said, "Man, fuck that." Just like the sit-ins, it had been niggas before who came in there and said, "Let me get a ham sandwich and a drink," and they like, "No, nigga, get out." But they might have not had affiliations and connections with the right people, so they just got kicked out.
yeah,
You know? Yeah, times is crazy, man. But Black History Month, like I say, you got 28 days. That's nothing.
exactly. And which is it's like it's BS if you ask me. That's why I mean the fact that they are making it just a specific curriculum because like I lived in Vermont, like one of the whitest states in the country too, and they didn't acknowledge Martin Luther King, so it was
Oh,
like
Arizona didn't do it for the longest.
right. But
I
see,
wouldn't surprise if you said Utah.
here's the thing though, like I at the job I was working, I told them I don't care if you pay me or not. I ain't working on MLK Day. And I ain't
Oh
working on
wow,
MLK Day. Hell yeah, shit. I'm the only
he was
black
he was
guy in
the
this
token
company.
black guy at the job.
Exactly. I wasn't the token. I was the only black guy. I was like, look,
Oh wow, wow, and you
somebody
didn't
got to
show up.
stand up for it. Right. I ain't coming to work.
Got rolled up for that.
No. Every year. Every
The
year.
shortest month of
It
the year,
didn't
bro. I
matter.
know. Yeah, they
It
give you the
didn't
shortest
matter.
month. You get the shortest end of the stick.
Right.
I really don't even. I try to. I do this. This shit is all year round to me. I don't even really,
Right.
you know, like history month.
Well, it's been
But
turning into that. If you look
yeah,
at like what's going on in like society, like in general, like people
yeah,
are being more conscious about our upbringing, our history, whatever you want to call it. Um, and I appreciate a lot of the parents, even though some of them on social media be doing the most, but the ones who put their kids in the African garbs and try to celebrate Kwanzaa and do like traditional things that were once part of our tradition, wherever you would be from. But you know what I'm saying? Like they're actually educating their kids, which I appreciate because I know our
yes,
parents just sent us off to school. And here I am coming back talking about a black man invented peanut butter.
yeah. That was all
Like,
you got. You got rope niggas marched, sold fish dinners,
yeah.
niggas got shot, and that was it.
And that was
And
it.
we was
And here
and
comes March. Now it's St. Patrick's Day. You know about the Irish? Like what?
yeah. Now it's wear green. Every month is some kind of gimmick, man. Corporate America, man. Retail.
Yeah, but I mean that's what the country is built off of. Um,
That like button, if y'all in the chat.
yep, thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up. Yo,
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
there was so out in Wisconsin, another middle of the country state, the teachers, there were how many teachers were there? I don't know. They were suspended because they were having middle school kids determine punishment for slaves for an assignment given at the start of Black History Month. Now,
Oh,
right. Yeah, it was issued to a bunch of sixth graders at Patrick Marsh Middle School. Um, but
Middle
here's the
school.
thing. Yeah, middle school kids. Yo,
These the
at
same little kids that be on Xbox and PS5 live cussing niggas out, calling people the N
exactly.
word.
Yo, so here's the thing. When I first saw the article, I was like, okay, let me read it because I wanted to. Because what if it was a teacher being like, you're a black student? How would you, if you had white slaves? Like, that's what I thought was going to happen when I read this. But it was like, no, like, what even like American slavery was just gross, disgusting, like the bottom of the line. So it's like, what worse could you do than what was already done? Like who and you give it to a bunch of sixth graders, you know, I'm sure the motherfuckers was like, yeah, I'm gonna feed them shit and piss.
How does it
Like,
even go down? So there's no punishment for this. You just say whatever. And this
well,
school ain't in no fire, no
the
heat.
teachers have been suspended. They weren't fired.
Suspended.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. What part of
Yeah.
Wisconsin was this? A kid to be in Milwaukee.
Now it was so it was the
Wisconsin is a very racist state.
Sun Prairie Area School District. I don't know where that is, but basically, the history lesson asked sixth graders at the school how they penalized a slave who had disrespected his master by telling him, "You are not my master." So basically, if a slave said, "You're not my master," how would you um, discipline him? And
Yeah,
it's
probably
aimed
Madison, Wisconsin.
right. It's aimed to illustrate the politics of ancient Mesopotamia by having the students apply an ancient law called what? Hammurabi's code to various situations. This is weird. The parents said they couldn't believe it was they were reading it. Look, the mother of Xavion. What color
Mm.
do you think that kid is? He had a weird look on his face.
Xavier. So this wasn't even an all white class.
Yeah.
Wow, that's even more disrespectful. So the black kids are being asked what would they do to punish slaves if in that scenario too. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I
Somebody parent got to go up there and whoop somebody's ass, bro. One of them teachers got to get
one
dragged.
of the teachers got to
Obviously,
catch
the
catch
school
the
not
hand.
disciplining them. They got
Right.
suspended.
Yeah, and the school put out their little stupid statement. We are writing to apologize for a grave error in judgment that occurred during sixth grade social study instructions at Patrick Marsh Middle School. A
Man,
small
you know
group of
how
teachers.
immature sixth graders are.
Exactly. That's why I said like this is the weirdest shit ever. They instructed, yeah, it was a small group of teachers that used an activity that was neither racially conscious nor aligned in the school district. Now, here's the thing. Do you think 5 years ago that this would have made news? 5 years ago, 2016. Do
Probably
you think
not. Probably. Yeah, because we kind of was already in that this conscious era.
it
Uh,
was slowly
maybe.
rolling out? But
I mean, I didn't hear about it till you told me today.
right,
So
this was
it really just depends
where
on
did I
what
get
kind
this
of
from?
news you feed yourself and what
Right.
kind of shit you into. Because
Oh,
if
this
you
is
all
from
you
the New
looking
York
for is
Post.
entertainment, that's all you're gonna find.
Right. Oh, I'm always looking at everything random.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
got some people all they
the
do is
New
look
York
at Shade
Post.
Room and shit all day. Yeah.
Right. The thing though, I'm saying because I feel like a lot of companies, schools, all of that, they're doing this whole um now they want to be inclusive. Because I have to imagine that these teachers, this ain't the first time they did something sketchy like this. I just feel
Mm.
like it's caught enough steam because you can't tell me that you just wake up one day and be like, I got it. This is what we're gonna teach the kids today. Like this, you had to have like there has to be a pattern somewhere. So I'm just wondering, like, is this the school trying to save face? Like,
Did the teachers
what?
make statements?
Nah, his teachers ain't make no statements. Hell no. They told him to shut up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's they fucking statement? Like, what you sat there and thought about this plan, this game plan for how many days or weeks? You didn't think none of this shit could blow backfire.
And it wasn't just one teacher either. That's the real concern. Like this was a group of teachers. So if you have a group of teachers that are teaching this, chances are you have um a group of kids that they've actually are raising, influencing, like this, and this is how like racism and shit like spreads. Like it's very gross. I really wish it was telling him how to deal with white slaves. That shit would have been
Nah.
amazing. He called me one. I don't care. That shit would have been amazing. Um, where we headed to? So Me Too versus Ti and Tiny.
Oh, T.I. and Tiny. Well, VH1 pulled the plug on the damn show. They suspended the show.
Mm-hmm. Family Hustle, right?
Yeah, the Family Hustle, the Ghetto Hustles. They plugged that shit. Listen, that's supposed to be
Yeah,
the one decent show they have on that network. That's the one show on the network that actually shows some kind of supposed to be some kind of family values and shit like that. 'Cause everything else is just a bunch of hoes throwing drinks on each other, fighting over dick.
right.
Basketball wives, loving hip hop. So
But yeah, this is
sex
crazy,
scandal.
man.
Yeah, when the two people on the show was involved in a sex scandal and it's supposed to be a family show. And then
Right.
I did a video on it, and there's like, remember that picture of T.I. and Tiny? They laying in bed with all the kids spread it around them, and that shit looks kind of weird now. Looking back at it now, I was
Looking
like,
back, right? That's why
yeah,
people got to
man,
be
that shit
careful about
weird.
the shit that they do because when you start to turn back the pages in history, you start looking at certain things through a different lens. Um, so you know, during when this happened, the Soldier Boy's former assistant claimed that he did some non consensual things to her. Raz B also spoke out about against
Chris
what was
Stokes.
my man? Yeah. And
Stokes.
nobody's like listening to Raz B. They just playing it off. And this dude is literally out here crying for help. Now, God forbid something happens to him where, some self-inflicting harm, then people are going to want to actually try to stand up for something. But people don't
Yeah,
take sexual assault
if
against
if he
men.
kills himself, then people will be like, oh my god,
Right. But
you should help.
right now it's all fun and jokes because it's like everybody got some little weird Raz B pun that they want to throw out there when it's like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
funny, but
No,
it is
really,
because
that's
nobody
what it
cares
is.
about men being sexually assaulted. Like it just
No, nobody gives a damn. But like in the
nah. But
T.I. and Titan case, they just that
yeah,
shit is
they
wild.
canceled their show, man.
I thought
And
they suspended it. They canceled it.
no, I'm sorry, not that.
Oh,
They're trying to cancel. Well, Me Too is trying to cancel them because they're trying to
so that
say,
lady with the KRS One nose, that big lady, she's the one. She said she's coming to town. She's coming to cancel the show. I mean,
yeah.
that's the sound of the police. That nigga said that's KRS One. But I she talking about me too. I'm like, bitch, who molested you?
Oh my god.
Ugly women don't get molested, and big girls don't get
All right, I'm not.
molested.
I'm not dying on that hill. That is not a
Nobody
hill I'm
did
willing to
that to
die
you.
on.
Shoot, what's up, sister?
I am not dying on that hill. But
That lady's crazy.
yeah, no, it's sad because here we are with Ti, and he finally released a statement, but it wasn't.
Oh man, that was a
Yeah,
joke. That shit in his backyard.
yeah,
We done as adults is consensual. We ain't traffic nobody. He's trying to. He did like this, like he's trying to say we traffic
yeah,
drugs. I'm like, bro, what was y'all trafficking
yeah.
drugs
Right,
for?
like this is not a time to throw in a joke, like Clifford.
Stupid
Like
ass.
you got to
This nigga
stop.
is dumb. And they want him to get in politics. I'm like, no. Does he even
No,
have a high school diploma?
it don't matter.
GED?
No, well, because Trump lowered the bar, so you don't really have to be.
Trump had a high school diploma, didn't he?
I doubt it. I'm
At least
sorry if
he
he
brought
did.
one.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. I was about
sure.
to say he didn't earn it. He probably bought it, but
How hard is
yeah.
it to earn a fucking high school diploma? Man, that's how
Allegedly,
low the
it's
bar is.
very difficult if you look at the amount of people who don't have a high school
Man, them
diploma.
niggas got lazy. I just didn't like when people would wait till like second semester, 11th grade to quit. Like you fucking why would why wait this late now? Like you might as well
You should have dropped out freshman
you knee
year.
deep in the game now, player.
Should have dropped out freshman year. And when you walked in, it was like,
I
nah,
know,
this ain't
yeah.
for me.
I don't know what was more pathetic, that or just niggas who gave up. If you drop out ninth grade, you just gave up on life, basically,
Damn.
pretty
Well, that
much.
that is true, but all right. I mean, all jokes aside, there's some people who grew up in some fucked up situations that they
Oh
really.
yeah. Now,
It's
like I
like,
said, generational. Yeah, like my
yeah,
grandma had a ninth grade education, but that was a different time back then. Where it was a trade world where you didn't need a college degree or a high school diploma to be successful in life. You could just get a trade.
Right.
and just start a business. And black people was doing better back then for ourselves. Like a lot of black folks that had no education really, but were homeowners. You know,
Right. That
it's a
that's
different
um
time.
that's a good topic that kind of went over this
Okay,
past week where talking about supporting black business owners. And I'm mad as hell because Ply stole my whole fucking flow with that tweet where he was talking about some just because you own a black business doesn't mean you're entitled to my money. I've been said that. I've been
yeah,
said
shout
that.
out to Clyde. But then he followed it up with that dumbass shit talking about why he chose to get the vaccine based off, oh, I bought bad weed, I bought bad food before,
I
I've
said the
done
same
this.
thing. This nigga stole my whole fucking flow. I said the same shit.
Man,
You niggas that still drinking Hennessy after 23 and eating chicken wings and you probably smoking Black and Miles and Newports. If you smoking Newports, you definitely don't know what you smoking on. And you worried about a goddamn vaccine.
shit got fiberglass in it now, but
Exactly.
I mean, you got.
Niggas talk
Hey, I'm
about
not
saying
gonna tell
you
nobody
feel
what
that
to do.
cool hit back then. No, that's fiberglass in your
Yeah,
esophagus.
you take whatever you want to take, man. Like I said, I've seen some people with the vaccine that didn't make it. You know, Hank Aaron died 2 weeks ago. I was gonna do a video on that, but I was
That's
like,
what they said.
I don't know if y'all ready for this. Yeah, Hank
But
Aaron took the
allegedly,
vaccine. A week later, he was dead. Now you can say what you want. He was 86, but
right.
those are the people that they're gonna say to take the damn vaccine. They the most vulnerable.
Well, yeah, they're giving it to them first. I mean, here's the thing though. I told somebody like people here's a question. So if you put your trust into your doctor, right? Your physician, you go to that motherfucker, you tell that motherfucker every ache, bump, scratch, itch, whatever you have going on, like you express that to that person. So if that person tells you like, yo, you trust me enough with your life that I'm going to tell you that you should take this vaccine. Like I know everything that's wrong with you. I know like what can kill you. A doctor would have a vested interest in keeping you alive so they can freaking, keep making money off of you as opposed to like, hey, take this vaccine and die. Do you think that
Yeah.
would sway a lot of people if their doctor, because if the doctor's like, yo, I got the same vaccine.
I don't know, but I know Joe Biden taking it on national television is it that doesn't gotta fucking persuade people.
Yo, can we talk about how Joe Biden done with presidency and this nigga done got fly? You see them tell it suits? My man
Yeah,
suits
yeah, I
be
did see
tell it
that.
to the
He thinks
T.
he's fucking Ric Flair. That's what he thinks he is.
And
I
listen,
don't know what.
that nigga
Nah.
out here looking like he living his second best life. Like he about to drop Jill
Mhm.
and go out here. Nigga had on the damn I was like, yo, his suit is telling like a motherfucker. Nigga got the
But
socks
keep
like
an
you ain't
eye out
got
on
these
him.
hoes, these polo.
He's polo. Keep an eye out on him on his fuck shit. Like I said, he's not gonna be on Twitter and he's not gonna like piss you off directly like Trump. You know what I mean?
He's a real
He's got
politician.
yeah. You got to watch how he moves. It's not what he says. Like with Trump, a lot of that was fake hate. To be honest with you, a lot of that was like forced on us. Or it was like identity politics to a
Right,
certain degree. This this guy's been doing a lot of shit behind the scenes that a lot of people they ain't paying attention to.
right,
You motherfuckers is daydreaming again.
right. Well, because here's the thing, and I figured this out years ago.
The honeymoon is over, so was basically what I'm telling you.
Right, but I mean the honeymoon been over. They rock
Right.
motherfuckers to sleep every day. But the thing is, a lot of people get mentally exhausted very fast. And if you like the reason a lot of there's a certain demographic of people that follow politics is because that's what their mental capacity is. Like the average person, like you or I, motherfuckers with families, like young families that are actually got to go to work every day. I don't care if you're working from home or not, own a business or not. Like you have a certain mental capacity of the things that you can deal with and take. And so they don't really care. Like they get involved to a point where it's like, all right, I'm here. I did my part. Now I'm going back to what's over here. I can't sit here and focus on what this guy do because same thing like when COVID started, like people was watching the news every day and that shit was driving them insane.
Hmm. See
So
the
you
numbers they be putting on the side of the
right.
screen, and
Like so
even
you
when you
have
watch the news today, they keep a track on the damn side of the screen. You know,
and it's like, and it's too much. And like, and if you are one of those people who aren't like, at least mentally strong enough to where as though you can actually watch that shit and not let it fuck with you, then go ahead and do it. But the average person, nah, we got too much going on. Like motherfuckers who's
I
worried
can't
about
even
trying
watch
to
the
pay
news
bills.
all day. I
Nah,
mean,
that shit's impressive.
only time they stopped talking about COVID is when that whole thing with George Floyd blew up, and everybody, the protest was crazy, and niggas was in Chicago stealing horses, and people was all kind of mayhem. Remember that? It looked
Yeah.
like World War III out here. That was the
Hmm.
only time they forgot about it. They made us forget about COVID for a second. The world forgot about it. That's why everybody was out here, and the world was everybody
They
saying
was
fuck quarantine, take these masks off.
right. And we still wearing masks to this day. We're going to be wearing masks through the rest of the year. And
Oh my
as people are getting these vaccines though, it's like like
nigga, no more.
yeah, it is what it is. Shit, we were just talking about something and it made me think about something that happened this week. God damn it. My brain, see, goddamn brain fart. Oh, what the hell did Lil Nas X do?
Oh, apparently he posted a picture where he looked like he got a boob job or he got a titty job.
It's not
I
that
seen it
that
on.
picture of him when he dressed up as Nicki Minaj for Halloween, is it?
Nah, but it kind of looks like that. But it looks like he got himself some titties. And my whole thing with it is, like I said,
Lil
he's an
Nas
industry.
Transformer?
Yeah, Lil Nas X transform.
Lil
He's an
Lil Lil
industry plant,
Transformer
man.
X?
Yeah, this is an industry plant. We were talking about that earlier. This dude had one hit, and tell me what is the difference between Designer and Lil Nas X?
Well, one claimed the Rainbow Coalition, and the other one
Yeah,
sound like he got off
what's
the
the
short
difference?
bus.
Yeah, what's the difference between him and Trinidad James? You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean? Like it's these cats. He until he had that one song with Billy Ray and that faded. Then they tried to give him a song, a Cardi B for a feature, and it flopped. Now, if a Cardi
Right.
B feature don't help you in this day and age, I don't know what to tell you.
I wouldn't say
So
if I wouldn't, I guess based off that, I wouldn't say he's an industry plant. I would just say he's a motherfucker that had good luck with one song. Like did we have to
no,
get back to the actual one hit wonder.
and that's the thing. He did that is the only song, and my whole thing about he's a plant is because ever since he came out and became a part of, like you say, the coalition, he's only trending or being talked about because of everything outside of music.
Antics. Right.
Last
But
time you talked about him
that's
was when he
social
dressed
media,
up
right?
for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
When the last time you heard about him? The Halloween shit,
Yeah.
right? Dressing up as Nicki Minaj. It's always what he wore
But
at this
I'm not
shit, what
surprised
he
by
did.
that.
It's
Lil
all
Uzi
about him
Vert put a
being gay.
goddamn diamond in his forehead, like, and they were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about him on fucking
That's just
CNN
stupid.
the other
Yeah.
day. I'm
I wouldn't
like,
say he's a plant
but
though.
that
He actually sells records and he's a big
no, I
artist.
know, but what I'm saying is it's not. We're still because we're from the era of where records meant something. If you sold a record, that meant something. Like now,
Mm.
it like you can get a hit record without even having to create like a dope song. Like that girl with the Busted Challenge, like that song. I heard that song was out for months before
Oh
it
yeah,
hit
now it's
TikTok.
viral because of the
Right.
song, and she
But
sampled
because
and
of
everything.
TikTok, I didn't even know it was a damn song. All I heard was Busted,
Yeah,
Busted,
yeah. And it
Busted.
was a song.
And then I heard the song come on satellite one day and I was like, this is an actual song. You see what I'm saying? So it's like with Lil Nas X, I just think he had a moment. And it just so happens that he is who he is. So it's like, because the same thing like Designer came out at some point last year talking about he don't believe in COVID. And it went viral because they were like, yo, he's just as dumb as he looks. So it makes sense. You see
He
what I'm
ain't
saying?
had
Like,
as many viral moments as this kid. This kid, everything is viral is about his
I didn't
sexuality.
see I didn't see Lil Nas
That's why I
transformer
say
titty, so I can't say that it went
it,
viral. In my mind,
every
it
time
didn't.
I see him trending, it's about him being it's some gay shit. And that's why it looks like
Right.
an industry plant to me. The only reason he's relevant is because of some gay shit. Those other people you talking about, like Designer talking about COVID. This kid, everything he trends for has nothing. It's all about his sexuality. And if he didn't come
I
out the
guess.
closet or wasn't, you wouldn't even be talking about him. He
Right.
has no hits.
I don't even pay attention to the kid.
He's got
See,
one
that's what I'm
song.
saying. Right. But that
Yeah.
one song will probably I don't know, like what do you think the shelf life is on that song? Like not the fact that
I
it
don't
isn't
know
still
because
playing
even
today, but like
yeah.
I'm talking about like licensing like 20 years down the road. Like who
Oh, I
was
don't
that
know. I mean,
tag team was in the goddamn commercial? Did you see that one?
yeah, they did a
Who
commercial.
the
He's in a
ice cream?
Super Bowl commercial, bro. Like I'm telling you, he's a plant. What one hit wonder that hasn't had a song? It's been 2 years now since that song been out. He's in a Super Bowl 55 commercial. You will see it tonight.
So
This
he's an
kid is
industry
a
plant.
plant.
What you think that he's there to make to turn our kids gay?
I guess I know it's not because it ain't because he's got Nas's name in his name. It ain't because of that.
All right, here's a
It's not
hot
because
take.
he
If your
reminds
kids
them of
turn gay,
Nas.
it's your fault.
I don't know about all that, but I know it's definitely because of his sexuality and who he's affiliated
No,
with.
it
It ain't
is your
because of
fault
anything
because
in him.
there's something in the goddamn genes that made the kid want to wear leggings.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah, yeah, the DNA. He
You know what
said
I'm
so.
saying?
Nas played
So
with Young Jock and Young Thug. Yeah, Young
yeah,
Jock
they
is a
all wore dresses. Like that's a whole nother thing too. Like the Hollywood ritual. Like my whole
yeah.
thing is there are some people who are willing to sell their soul. We've heard about these stories, the eyes wide shut parties. Um, I'm not surprised. My whole thing is I don't think that they can specifically make somebody want to do something based on like I
Yeah, but
mean
it's easy, and I get what you're saying, but it's easier for you because you're how old are you?
old enough. It's like nah, I'll be
Yeah, let's just say you're older,
37 this year.
your mind is developed. It's a reason, like even in the military, they go after kids 17, 18 years old.
Right.
They're not fully developed mentally as an adult. It's easier for you to not to deceive and manipulate younger people who aren't sure of themselves and are literally growing up watching television. Television is raising these kids, especially in the internet, especially now with being in quarantine. So it's like it's
Yeah.
easy for us to say as adults, we know what we like, we know who we are. I can't be manipulated or persuaded by something I'm seeing on TV or the internet. But for a 12-year
Right.
old kid, or
Well,
it's different. Kids are like sponges, man. They soak
right.
everything
I
up.
would say I'm different because remember the whole talk about inclusion or whatever about how seeing representation of yourself on like I was never one of those kids that had to see somebody who looked like me on TV to think, oh, I can do that. But I also didn't grow
Yeah,
up in the era where it was like I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really have any ceilings on what I could
yeah.
or could not be coming up. I might have had like shortcomings in other areas of like a childhood and like, not having money and all of that shit. But there was never, you can't do this because of who you are. Like, and that's with everybody in my family, men, women, like, we didn't grow up like that. But there are some kids who did grow up being told that they can't do certain things or they're
Oh, yeah.
cute for whatever their skin color is. You know what I'm saying?
Your
So
teacher told you
that
you
part,
wasn't gonna do shit.
right. Whose teachers really actually told them that? Like somebody said that
I had a
once.
teacher that was kind of like that. 12th grade science teacher, fucking prick. He tells, I don't
Oh
care.
shit.
I'm still gonna
This is
get
a
my
triggering
check on
moment.
Thursday.
This is a
He would
triggering
tell us,
moment. Hold up. What happened?
yeah,
Let's
I'm
unpack
still
this.
gonna yeah, I'm still gonna get my paycheck this Thursday. That was his saying every week. He was still gonna get paid. So he
Hold up.
really didn't
So,
give a fuck.
so did you fail science or something?
Here's the thing. I passed science
But it
every
was 12th
year
grade.
until
So what
12th
what
grade.
what type of science was it? It had to be
Uh,
like chemistry, I think, in 12th grade,
no,
right?
I did that the year before, and I was good at this shit. And then so somehow I passed every science course to this nigga, and this nigga failed me by like 2 points. Petty shit. It was physics. It was some kind of physics course. He failed me by 2 points.
Damn.
I passed science every time. I still graduated. I didn't give a shit. But he was the type
You
of
still pissed about this,
teacher.
obviously, too. I can see it.
No, it was just, that's what he would say. It's
Now you
kind of
call my
funny,
man
but
a
it was
prick.
kind
How
of
long have you been out of high school? You still holding on to that? If you call
nah. I've been
somebody
out
a
of high
prick,
school
there's
since
something personal there.
2008, bro. Yeah, you a prick because you failed me by 2 points. You could have gave me them 2 points, but I graduated, so I didn't care. But yeah, this nigga, he used to come. It would take him 2 hours to get to class. He lived 2 hours away from the school city, so he was already mad and fucking had a stick up his ass. And then they could be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get paid regardless if y'all learn or not." That's just how he was.
Yo, that's crazy. I don't
And
have
he was
no.
he was a doctor.
Oh wow, so he really thought he was better than y'all. Was he?
Oh
Was
yeah,
he? Was he white?
yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, he looked like Steve Martin.
Oh shit. Yeah, he definitely.
Fucking
He probably
yeah,
mad he missed his calling as a comedian and
yeah, he looked
everything.
like Steve Martin and bringing down the house.
That's crazy.
Queen Latifah's playing Equalizer. I just wanted to throw that in there. What do you think about Queen Latifah being the Equalizer?
Look, Queen Latifah from North, so
Oh,
I really can't say nothing bad about the
that's the
Queen.
bias cell. I could, that'll be my bias cell.
Okay, so hold up, that's that show, right? Where she's like supposed to be.
I
Listen,
know it from the movie. Denzel did the movie 1 and 2.
but they turned it into a TV show, I think,
Yeah,
right?
they turned
Yeah,
into a TV
I
show, and you
saw
got
it. It's
mad
weird.
people with the big titties out here running up on niggas. I'm like, man, it's coming on tonight actually after the Super Bowl.
Nah, I ain't watching that shit. But
I'm looking
shout out to
forward to
Queen
Clarice
Latifah.
though. But yeah, shout out to
So
her.
you're not buying it?
Nah, I'm not buying it. God bless Queen Latifah. I'm gonna check it out just to check it out. I want to see Clarice. That's the spinoff of Silence of the Lambs. I'm more into shit like that. The Equalizer, I could have did without that, but it's all good, Queen.
That's funny. That's funny. I like I said, she's from Newark, man. I gotta support her no matter what it is.
Yeah,
Like even if it was weird. Like did you
Lady
watch
Nina.
that channel I sent you with the dude who be critiquing all of the hood
Yeah,
movies?
yeah, yeah. The hood movies, the hood movies.
You got to see when he did what the hell was that?
Oh my bad, bro. You'd have to go back like 5 minutes ago. We just stopped talking about Lil Nas X. My
Oh
bad.
yeah, 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 yeah. If y'all
Yeah,
if y'all
no,
missed
when
anything, stick
he
around
bought
for the
he bought titties
rebroadcast.
apparently. Yeah, you have to go back and watch it. But he brought looks like he brought
Little
man boobs.
Transformer X.
Yeah.
Little
What you
Transformer
what you
X.
were saying though about
Oh, no, he did set it off, and when you see set it off, it like on that the dude that critiques the hood videos or the
oh
hood
you
movies,
okay.
like yeah, he
You talking
did set
about
it
set it
off, and
off.
it's like it's hilarious. Like I don't know. Every time like I can't look at certain movies the same now. Even though Belly was still corny, it's still like my that's like
Yeah.
my hood ghetto Batman version. Like it's weird,
Oh
but
yeah. Belly, when
anyway,
I look back at it now, I'll be like, damn, Nas couldn't act. but it was all
yo,
good.
we going to Africa, T.
Yeah, we're going to Africa. Yeah. You love me, T? You love me? I was like,
Yo,
you
hold up. He
know,
was like,
he gave Nas a pass because that's Nas. It was
yeah.
good.
Nigga was too cool in the day. He's like, nah, nigga shot me in front of the barbershop.
Oh, God. Shit. Him in the park with that little nigga that was like 12 going on 38, smoking Philly
Smoking a
blunt.
blunt, yeah.
Little
Like, yo,
nigga
I
was
had to
grown.
had to murk a nigga on top of the roof the other night. Like, yeah,
Okay. Little nigga in bed somewhere, man.
Belly was one of those movies. All right, my I guess buy or sell. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna stay out of women's business this week. My buy and sell is Nelly and his boy Ali going back and forth. Now, the reason I guess I'm buying it is because Ali was around Nelly like the longest. Like he was even his hype man after the Saint Lunatics and all of that like kind of dispersed. Like you would see Nelly, you would see Ali. So
Mm,
I'm buying it. I think that Nelly was doing some, but I mean, who doesn't like when you get to a certain level like that? Like you don't
you
sell
have
that
to.
many records on your own. Like Nelly has
Yeah.
some help, and it's nothing wrong with saying like nobody's questioning your pen. But
Mm,
now you start denying it, like Rick Ross with the damn probation officer allegations.
yeah.
The more you deny it, the less credibility you have as
So what is
an
he claiming?
authentic
Like you trying to
MC.
say he wrote some songs? I mean, I'm pretty sure he helped write some songs. Like
Right.
what is his whole what is his thing? What is he trying to say? Like what does he
He
want? What does he want? Like what is his agenda?
I don't know. He
I
might
don't
be
understand that
salty about
situation.
something. But like I
What
said,
is he salty about? Money? Like I
probably
mean,
he ain't got it. You know how
yeah.
listen, we were
My
just
whole thing
talking
is
about one hit wonders and shit.
yeah. If my whole thing is this though, Nelly at one point had that run, that 5 year run. He was one of the hottest motherfuckers in the game. You was right there the whole time.
Yeah.
I can't have sympathy for you if you didn't make it or if you ain't got nothing in your
Oh,
pocket
I ain't
when
got
you
sympathy
had
for the
that.
dude.
Yeah,
I'm
you was
just
next to the
calling
hottest. Yeah, like what are
yeah.
you what are you bitching about? Like, bro, you was on a roller coaster ride for like how many years? You had a
But I
free.
mean, niggas could say the same thing about Bleak. He was right next to Jay and still couldn't freaking
I
hit
mean,
a layup.
Bleak is on payroll for the rest of his life.
I understand that, but what I'm
Like
saying is,
Kid Kid was with Young Money and still didn't pop. He can't. I can't feel sympathy for him because his career didn't work out. I'm like, bro, you was standing next to some 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 giants, some well
yeah,
affiliated people, Drake and all of them, and I'm
yeah,
like, I can't. You shot your shot. It just didn't work.
it didn't.
Didn't
Yeah,
work out.
it didn't land.
People
And
got
but
mad at
that's
me
what I
because I said the Lunatics was whack. I'm like, bro, this is my opinion.
right. But that was my whole point though. With coming into the thing with the Little Nas X, it's like there are some people who they just have a hit, like, and it just so happens Lil Nas X knows how to stay relevant because the alphabet community, they're popular. So anything he does in reference to that, he's going to trend automatically.
Oh
Like I
yeah. I
said,
mean, be on the lookout for that Super Bowl commercial and what they might have him doing. I don't know if it's a Pepsi commercial or what. It might be God knows what they might have him do.
we
Maybe
should
that
put up
picture
a
is a
poll
candid
somewhere.
shot from what we might see in the Super Bowl. You might see him whip out some titties in the Super Bowl like Janet Jackson.
Nah, bro. If they allow that on national TV, then I'll say, then I might roll with you and be like, they trying to corrupt our kids, man.
You'll see the light, huh?
Nah, I'll see it then. But I listen, but that's going to take a lot, and I don't believe that. But what are you buying or selling, Murphy Lee? I mean Ali and Nelly.
I mean, am I? I mean, I'm selling it. Honestly, it's hard for me to even care about it because I'm like, I don't understand what Ali is trying to get out of this. Like, what do you?
Yeah, I don't really care about it either, but I feel like there's not really much
He's
that
not giving
happened
me a
this week
reason
for
to
me to
care because
buy
I
or
don't
sell.
get what he wants. Like, what do you want? You
Exactly.
want you want Nelly to give you credit for helping write records? You want money? Like, what is it that you just
I
want?
gotta actually find the interview to actually see, because it could have been just a casual conversation that happened, and you know how the internet does. They take a sound bite and just run with it.
Nah, he had been going in on Nelly for a while on his
Uh,
Instagram, and then Nelly did an interview responding, and I'm like, well, so this nigga just woke up one day and was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go off. Like, I don't get it.
well, I don't get how. Well, I guess I could see it like street politics, but I would think business wise, I'm going back to Jim Jones and Max B. Jim and French just made up. If French and Max are still boys, how's Jim going to
Yeah,
be talking wild spicy about? But I mean, street
Jimmy's weird.
politics is whatever. I can shake your hand
Maul's a
and
punk for letting Jim Jones punk him out like that too. And they said, "I'm gonna
how would
spare
you
you
have
because I like
responded
you."
to that?
And Maul said, "But not like Maul." Maul said, "Okay, okay, what?"
Yeah,
This man said, "I'm gonna
I
spare
haven't heard
you
that episode yet.
because I seen the clip. I'm gonna spare you because I like you." And Maul said, "Okay." I'm like, nigga,
Oh,
fuck
so you
that.
I mean, I want to. Is that like everything in its entirety, like that little segment, or was that
That's just
edited
that
in?
one clip I seen. He asked him
Okay.
about Max B, like I was saying earlier, and Jimmy was like, "You know, yeah, I'm gonna spare you because I like you," and that was it. And the Maul was like, "Okay," and then they moved on. I was like, "Wow, like, no, bro.
I can't see
I'm not
Joe
about to let a
letting that slide.
45-year-old gangbanger disrespect me."
Right, but I can't see Joe letting that slide, especially with where Joe is today, and Joe trying to be so transparent, and the respect that he does have for certain people. Because he, like Max B, they had him on the phone not too long ago on the podcast, so I would have to assume that. But I mean, that would
I
be
don't know
me.
because I didn't see the whole episode, but no, most likely Joe let it slide. Like I say, Maul on that show. Not to make this about Maul and Joe Budden show, but on that show, he's like the punching bag. He's like
Oh
the
yeah,
punchline.
because
Yeah,
Maul's too cool for school. He's
he's
not
the guy they
transparent
make fun
anymore.
of. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he now Rory to me, Joe's more protective of Rory. Now if Rory was somebody was to come at Rory like that, I think Joe would probably step in. He
Well,
probably give Rory a
Rory
little.
in academics has been beefing like for a minute.
Yeah, but
This
he
is,
ain't in the
I
damn.
mean
He
for
ain't
this
shit
to be
next to him.
the gossip
Yeah,
section of the podcast this week, but
yeah.
no, they have been. Apparently, Rory got caught cheating on his
Mm.
girl, and if you know the backstory, like there was a point on the podcast where Rory was talking about like how he was depressed, and it was like kind of a running joke, but nobody knew it. And then Axe been on his live stream going off, saying how Rory showed up to his house and put a letter and a gift card or something in the mailbox. Meanwhile, Axe talk about something, we exposed your side chick. That's why your girl mad. It was like it was messy for a minute, and you
Messy
know,
Jesse shit.
yo,
That
this
sound
shit is
like
weird.
X-Men.
Shit is weird. But you know what? Here's the thing: like academics gets a lot of slack. Um, Act actually, if you look at it, Act doesn't do, and I'm not shooting him no bell, but when you look at it, it's not like Act does anything that isn't already out there or given to him. It's not like Act goes on like an exposing spree. Like people give more credit to a lot of other outlets, specifically white outlets. Like they'll go on, like they'll give Vlad credit, and Vlad out here having people expose each other, and you getting them set up, and they're using his interviews. But Act does the same thing, and Act gets clown for it. Other than the fact that Act is kind of a dork in a sense, like cool, but he does the same thing everybody else does. And we're talking about like black creatives sticking together collectively. I don't think that people actually give him his just due. I think he gets more punched around the industry as a little joke because it's easy to pick on a little fat kid.
Mm.
But that's just my take on Act. Like I don't really care for him too much. Like I don't know him, so I
Yeah,
don't
he's
really
got a
have
very punchable face.
right.
I'll put it like
Exactly.
that.
I don't got
Yeah,
no
not a
no
likable guy. That's the real reason why people get at him. It's not
right.
because they hate on him. He's just not likable. He's got a punchable face. He's the type of
Right.
kid I would. Me and my boys would sit in the back of the classroom. We'd clown him, not to hurt his feelings, but just to get off jokes. And somebody might take his lunch money.
This is how you lost those 2 points in science class, right there. Sitting in the back picking on a little fat kid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's just lame. You know what I mean? He shows
Right.
it. And he is the drunk nigga that was on Twitch talking about somebody's wife
Yeah.
and all this dumb silly shit.
Yeah, he do. That's what I'm saying. He be going a little left sometimes, which
Mm-hmm.
is why
And
it's
I
like it
don't
is what
hate
it
on
is.
him.
Bro.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think what he's done is pretty good. I mean, he took
Right.
some YouTube shit and made it to a point where he got money. I don't hate on him at all. I think what he did is a lot of guys are trying to get to where he's at. It's just your character, your personality, and your character. A lot of times, it's like a bad bitch with a shitty personality. She could
Right.
be a 10, but if her shitty personality is like she could be a 2 that quickly. Like, nah, I'm not
Right.
putting up with
Right.
that. Hey, I wanted to talk real quick. Floyd versus 50 in a boxing fight. Do you think that's gonna happen?
No.
Because Fifth
It
was like,
sounds
he
good.
asked him, could you get down the weight? He would have to drop to like 180 to fight Floyd, and then Floyd would have to. It just wouldn't weight class wise. But then he was like, okay, Floyd, if you could read 2 chapters of my new book.
That's how I know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
He gonna troll Floyd until Floyd is dead. Like 50 has
Yeah,
a
so
level
it
of
was all about this trolling and getting people talking, but they do
right.
now. They are gonna, and people. Somebody's gonna get hurt. They're gonna do Lamar Odom versus Aaron Carter. Now that's gonna happen. And Aaron Carter's Nick Carter's little brother from Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Used to hang out with Michael Jackson.
Here's a hot take. They about to
Yeah, he
fight
used to hang
over
out
a
with
crack
Michael
rock.
Jackson and Hillary Duff. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he's gonna fight Lamar Odom, and
Over
I
a
don't
crack
think
rock.
both of them used to smoke heavy.
Exactly.
I don't know how they're gonna have the lung capacity to fucking get past 3
This is a
rounds.
joke. They just need to bring
Yeah,
back
somebody's
celebrity
gonna get
death match.
hurt.
Yeah.
Aaron Carter?
Against Lamar
What happened to
Odom.
Floyd fighting Logan Paul?
That's happening still. But
Okay.
Floyd out here, he Floyd trying to get every little bit of money he can get.
Apparently,
He got
yeah,
a
Aaron Carter was the mother.
grandbaby now.
Oh man, that girl had a baby.
Yeah, by NBA YoungBoy.
Wow.
And you worried about Lil Nas X. That's what I'm saying. People are worried
I'm not
about
worried about it. I'm
not
just saying
you.
he's an
I'm
industry
saying
plant.
society in general. Like people are worried about these industry plants or dudes being put out here to put. But it's like you got these little ignorant, illiterate motherfuckers knocking up your daughters.
That's been happening for years, though, man.
I would think that would be worse than Little Nas X with the fake titties on TV. That's just me. Like
Not for me.
I
Not
have a
for me.
daughter. I don't want her to
Yeah,
reproduce
from
with
your
some
perspective,
fucking
yeah.
some
You don't want your
numbskull.
daughter to bring a nigga home like Kodak Black.
Yeah, no. Speaking of Kodak
I
Black, this
was
motherfucker, he didn't look like he had a puberty growth spurt in fucking jail. Nigga all slim and tall now. What the fuck happened?
I was listening to this comic talking about Kodak Black. He said, man, the Kodak Black was talking about the letter orange, the word orange. He's like, yeah, the word orange is a 2-syllable word. He said on. He's like, I like my car on. I like my soda on.
That's
I
just
like my
Florida, man.
girl
I ain't gonna do him
on.
that bad. I ain't gonna do him
My
that
daughter
bad.
brought some nigga home like that. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
that shit's been going on for years, bro.
yeah, we talk about changing the narrative. Like, I have to be real with you. Like, especially as I get older in age, like it's all about like how the genetics can work for me. Like, I'm not about to have my daughter give birth to some remedial kid. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you got to find a dude with at least 3/4 of a brain, not a half a brain, 3/4 of a brain. Like,
So
because
NBA young boy is not good enough for your daughter.
no,
Yeah, I know he from
I'm gonna be
Florida. I
honest
like
with
the
you.
car.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't want my daughter to date any celebrity or athlete.
Any, not even like Pat Mahomes has got a $400 million contract. Yo, if she brought him home, you would have a problem with that?
I don't
You
know
put your
Pat
foot
Mahomes,
down.
but huh?
You would put your foot down if she brought home Pat Mahomes. He's lighter than me, and he's pretty dorky.
I'm not a colorist. We ain't
Nice
about to do
guy.
that. See, look, we ain't
He's
about
a
to do
nice
that.
guy. You know what
No,
I'm saying? I put it like that because when you see him for the first time, you're gonna probably question if he is black or white. The first time you see him, you're gonna be like, you
me
might have to
personally, I wouldn't like. See, that's my whole thing. I wouldn't care about that. I don't know. I just have this.
$400 million.
I don't care. Like, and I've had this conversation with King Bula before about like because he believes that black people need to stick together. So these black athletes need to be with black women. And same thing with rappers or whatever. But my whole thing is I see the way that they move with women. Like they treat these women like cars. Like they get a new model every couple years. Like, and no, I don't want my daughter to be with some guy because he's worth $400 million. Because
Mm.
if he decides that
No, I'm not
she's
saying that's the
outdated,
sole reason. I'm just saying he's not
but that's
like
my
the
fear.
guy. Yeah, I'm not saying don't just date the guy because he's got 400
No, I know,
million. I'm just saying,
but that's my
yeah,
fear. You know what I'm saying? Like
if she's in love with a guy and he just so happens to be a $400 million quarterback, then
I'm still gonna question it, nigga. Fuck that. Like I'm
nigga,
sorry. Like
let's wrap it up because
I know. Listen, I know how money corrupts people, man. I'm
I know,
sorry.
yeah, I know
Man,
too.
wait
But
till you
I
have some
also know
kids. Wait till you
how
have some kids, man. We're
I
gonna pull up
also
this
know I
episode.
would feel a lot more secure with my daughter financially if her man was like I said, good person and all. I'm not saying money is everything, but if her man was financially stable compared to some nigga that is collecting unemployment or ain't doing shit,
I
I would
agree.
feel
I
more
mean, it's
better
the
about
same
that.
thing. I would rather
Yeah,
the happy medium. I can't deal with like
yeah.
that's
I'm not saying date an asshole because he's rich, but I would feel more secure with her. I know my daughter's taken care of if her
right.
man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Obviously, that's
security.
right. Obviously, that would be top of the line. But also, like I said, I'm big on
Uh,
knowledge. Like I need somebody
yeah,
that's actually like
it's all about
mentally
security for these girls,
stable,
bro.
right?
'Cause
Emotionally
he signed
stable.
that contract and got engaged a month later. That girl knew the bag was
Somebody knew.
she secured the bag. Yeah, somebody told her like bitch, you better.
Exactly. So, but this is
Yeah.
what I'm saying, man. That shit is crazy. I'm sorry, man. I just know that money corrupts people, and it's not a good look. Me
Mm-hmm.
personally, and that's not to say that everybody isn't that way. And I'm sure, like, if that was the case, then yeah, I would, learn to be comfortable with whoever she's with. I mean, it's still weird as a father anyway with your daughter dating. Like you don't think no dude is good enough, period. But
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like I just don't trust athletes and freaking rappers. And
The minstrel show. I
yeah,
guess.
I don't. I'm sorry. This is no disrespect to no rappers or athletes out there. Like, listen, get your money, and hopefully you're
Well, they gotta
raising.
date somebody's daughter.
Yeah, not mine. I listen. I can't save everybody.
And that Denzel Washington's son's got a movie on Netflix. I tried to watch it last night. Malcolm and Marie. The whole movie is like a 2 hour dialogue of just an argument between a man and his girlfriend.
I ain't doing
Uh,
that.
yeah, bro. I got 50 minutes into it. I was
I
like,
ain't
I gotta
doing
go
that.
back and watch this again. This
Whoever
shit.
whoever did that must have
He's a
never
great
really
He's a
had an
good actor
argument.
though. Huh?
Yeah, but whoever came up with that idea never had a real argument with a woman. Who wants 2 hours of arguing?
Yeah. Oh
Yo,
yeah. Denzel has been married to the same black woman for 40 years.
yeah, but they're
Hmm.
not all like
Okay.
that. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like,
I wouldn't generalize everybody. Money
right,
just enhances you and make you more of who you are. So if you was a
so who,
scumbag,
right,
a broke scumbag, you're gonna be a rich scumbag.
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's not about that, but I don't like. It's just when people $400 million, like that was how you qualified it. Like I wasn't like, no, that's
Hmm.
it sounds good, it
Well,
looks
because I
good,
don't know
but
him personally, yeah. But I
right.
mean, just like I said, he just
But that's a
happens to,
selling point for a lot of
yeah.
people because when you
Hmm.
grow up
The
impoverished,
security,
yeah,
yeah. People,
everybody listen. Everybody want to hit that lick. It's nobody wants to be broke forever. Like if
no, a
I can
lot of
come
these
up with
women are
400
looking for their
million,
lottery ticket.
yeah. But the shit they got to go through for it. Listen, I'm glad God made me a broke ass nigga. I guess I don't know because there's a lot of things
One of
out
them
there.
best things in the league.
All right, let's wrap this up. I got to go cook. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Make my freaking
Everybody
unhealthy
hit the
snacks
thumbs
and
up
stuff.
button, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'm gonna
Word.
try to
Yeah.
post this on the channel.
Yep. Y'all go back, rewatch it, get in the comments, let us know. I get in the comments, I talk to people, so y'all can follow me on Twitter as well at damn it is ant on Twitter. I have good exchanges with people. I'm over Clubhouse, so don't be looking for me on there or looking me to have
Oh, you
anything.
got old? You ain't fucking with Clubhouse no more?
Yo, I gave it a month and I found nothing exciting about it. I was like, I ain't doing this.
Like, one mic. That was all right. It'd be like 20 motherfuckers trying to talk about one topic.
It's like you had a rally and
Clubhouse is like a ghetto
everybody had
conference call.
bullhorn.
It's
Yeah.
a ghetto conference call.
Remember the chat line back in the day? Are you old enough for that?
Chat lines.
Yeah.
I remember we did 3-way calls and stuff like that. I ain't never do the chat line thing.
No, we had a whole chat line. Like you would call a number and it would be like so many people in the room. It was weird. It was like basically like almost like AIM before there was like a real AIM.
Oh damn, it's gonna take it back to AIM. Yeah.
Peace, y'all. Peace. Well, I'm just saying, but it was on the phone, and then you would like, if there was a voice or something that caught your ear or whatever, you would go into like another room with them, and it was wild. It was a different time.
Yeah. But yo, man, appreciate y'all watching, man. We're gonna be back next week.
Word.
Man. Peace.
Yep. Subscribe, please. Turn that notification on so that way y'all jump in right as we get on. Y'all get right into it. I appreciate the dialogue, the back and forth between y'all, and us, and I like this. This is fun.
Yes, sir. Sir. We gonna holler at y'all, man. Everybody watch the Super Bowl, man. Everybody be safe out there, bro.
Peace. Yep. Take care.